Super Bowl loss.
Brady in the offense. Yeah, I mean, it's simple. But Skip, I want to know, like you tell me about LeBron when he rehashed things. Why is Brady bringing this up? This 13 years later. Why would he be on his mind? You're in the middle of a season.
He admitted this is the one that sticks in his craw.
They're good. It should stick in the craw. I just want to know what happened to GOAT. Now, Skip Bayless tell me about all these game-winning drives. He had won six Super. He had won at that point in time, he had already had 3 on game-winning drives. All you got to do, I mean, what's going on, Skip? Brady threw 50 touchdowns that season. He had 8 interceptions. He was the first unanimous MVP in NFL history. You were averaging 30. You had scored the most points in NFL history at that point in time. Randy Moss had set an NFL record for receiving touchdowns. Broke Jerry Rice 22 with 23. I just need to know why the GOAT and one of the 3 greatest receivers. Some people say Randy's number 1. Some people say he's number 2, number 3, whatever you have it. He's a top 3 receiver, no matter what order you have him in. I just want to know why 2 GOAT players on one side of the ball can only get 14 points. Now, this is what Plexico Burr said. We're going to win the game 20-7. When they posed that question to Tom Brady chuckled and said, we're only going to score 17 points.
He asked that as a question, yeah.
Justin Tuck and OCU Human Yora both quoted as saying after, Brady's arrogant chuckle fired us up.
Sure it did.
So let me get this straight. Brady said, yeah, if we go 19-0, we'd be immortal. You think? Why do after year after year after year, it's the 72 Dolphins teams that are thought of as the best team to ever play?
Why did they pop the bubbly once again the other day after Pittsburgh lost?
Because, Skip, it's just like, think about if Steph Curry then finished that off 73-9. It's just like the Bulls, the 72-10. When you do things that's never been done before, yes, that's how you remember. Skip, the fastest man in the world doesn't get the credit unless he wins the Olympic title as being the 100-meter dash champ. So you got to have both of those things. They need to coincide, and they did not.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. It's his fault, and you know it.
Unfortunately for Tom Brady, I do not know it. Bill Belichick cost Tom Brady 2 Super Bowls, and this was the first one, and this was the worst one. And I am still stunned and dumbfounded that everybody in the world lets Belichick off the hook for this one, especially you, being the Hall of Famer that you are. I cannot believe you give him a pass for what happened late in this game. When the money gets pushed to the middle of the table, what happened in this game? I give you that they were held down to 14 points.
Yes!
I give you arrogant chuckle. I give you all of the above.
Yes!
I also give you this would have made them immortal. That team would have been immortal, right? So let's look hard at what happened in the fourth quarter of this game. Tom Brady did what he always does in every fourth quarter of every Super Bowl. He's won 6 of them with 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. He did it again in this game. He went 80 yards in 12 plays. It took 5 minutes and 12 seconds. And with 2:42 left in the game, on 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line, 3rd and goal from, this is a hard throw, man. This is tough, tight windows in the end zone, right? Here's what he did to Randy Moss. He said, I got you, kaboom, touchdown. Okay, all of a sudden, they're ahead 14-10. Don't you think Bill Belichick's vaunted defense, especially, this is early, this is after the 07 season when they were riding the highest. Couldn't you at least stop Eli Manning from having to go the length of the field to score a touchdown? And remember, in that game-winning drive, should have been, I put quotes around it, Brady was 8 of 11 for 71 yards against the vaunted Giants defense that had locked him down the whole game because they were getting serious pressure with 4 rushers the whole game. And those were 4 really good rushers.
You can't lock the GOAT down. You can't lock the GOAT down.
Well, they didn't. He finally got the cheat code. He figured them out, and here he went. Well, he went right down the field, took 12 plays, 8 of 11 for 71 yards. And then guess what? Eli gets stymied, 1st and 10 from his 17-yard line with 2:07 left in the game, and he goes 83 yards in 12 plays against Belichick's defense to win the Super Bowl.
So let me ask you a question. Did anybody from the defense win the Defensive Player of the Year? I want to know who was the MVP of the league, and I want to know why.
Well, they were a top 5 defense.
I want to know why. Brady only scored 14 points when he had been averaging.
Should it have stood up?
No.
You know it,
No.
and I know it. Absolutely,
Skip,
it should have stood up.
Let this sink in, Skip. You're averaging 36. You give me 14. I tell you what, a defense that holds an offense to 17 points, they expect to win those games. They expect to win those games.
So all I know is that with 1:20 left, Eli made an Eli throw. And Asante Samuel, who was a 4-time Pro Bowler at that point, I'm not saying he's Stephon Gilmore, but he was really good. He was the best corner on the field. He drops an interception. He jumped a tad, just a touch early, and he started to come down just before the ball arrived, and he didn't get fingertips around the football, and it went right through his fingertips.
Yep.
Okay, does that not end the game? Yep, that ends the game. Guess what happens on the very next play? Eli happened. He sacked about 4 times.
No, he wasn't. They didn't get him. They didn't get him.
They get him like 4 times. 4 guys get hands on him. He sacked, you're down.
Lose Eli.
He's in the grasp. He's in the grasp. And he closes his eyes and throws it as far as he can. And David Tyree catches it up on the top of his helmet, pins it against his helmet on Rodney Harrison, and comes down with it.
Mike Carey did a great job of getting in there to not see, because someone could have easily blown a whistle and said he's in the grasp. But give Mike Carey credit. He got in there and says, no, y'all don't got him.
Yep.
He said, come up out of that thing, Eli. Eli backed up out of there, went to the side and threw it.
So it was still not over, because you got to go score a touchdown to beat Tom Brady. And you got to quickly 3rd and 11 at the 25. This is with 45 seconds left, and he throws to Steve Smith for 12 yards. That, you want to talk about a throw? Belichick, where are you? And then finally, the next play is 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. And look at little Ellis Hobbs on this play.
Guess what he came with?
Little sluggo.
Huh? He came with a blitz.
Little sluggo here. Look at
this, Skip.
Little slant and go.
There's a ball blitz.
They're all coming. And Eli just throws it up. And Ellis Hobbs takes the bait, and he's 5'9" against 6'5".
Yep.
5'9" against 6'5". And this is about as easy a touchdown pass as you will ever see. And Plaxico just backs up and catches it. And that is 17-14 ball game. That cost Tom Brady and company from being immortal. That's on Belichick.
No, it's
Belichick.
If Tom Brady is that guy, hold on. You had just scored 3 weeks.
2:42 to go. He did it.
Skip.
Pulled it off.
Just 3 weeks earlier, against that same defense, you hung 35 on them.
And by the way, Brady did get the ball back.
And what did he do?
And made one hellacious great throw to Randy Moss. You remember this?
I remember it.
Yeah, I
remember
think we
incomplete.
might have it. Watch this. Tell me how close this is. To Randy Moss. He's got a step, and it's right on the button, and the DBs are both converging, and they get a hand up on it. Who was it? Cody Webster got a hand up on it.
Brady,
is that not a great throw?
I bet Brady wish he could throw the ball that far now.
No, he can. He does throw it. He leads the whole league in air distance. His arm hasn't diminished. In fact, his arm might be stronger now than it used to be.
The objective, Skip. That's like saying a guy leads the league. He leads the MLB with the most 95 miles an hour pitches.
Yeah.
That's not strikes.
Have you seen Tom Brady underthrow any deep passes lately? I haven't.
Tom Brady.
His problem is overthrowing.
Tom Brady leads the league in underthrows and overthrows.
No.
He's second behind Walker to him wins.
No,
that's fact.
The fact is that in 2007, end of season, Super Bowl 42, Bill Belichick's defense allowed an 83-yard drive in 12 plays that should have ended the game.
And Tom Brady-led offense with two. Let this sink in. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's not an all-century player on that defense. There were 2 all-century players on the offense that averaged 36 points a game, that led the league in points, that led the league in third down conversion, that led the league in yardage, got 14 points.
And it should have been enough to stand up. How can you let Belichick off the hook for this?
Skip, let it sink in. You would have never said if LeBron James loses a game in which he scores 14 points or he scores substantially under what his average is, you said that should have been enough. That should be good enough.
Yeah, but LeBron gets to play defense. Tom can't play defense.
Well, what you do is that you go ahead and you score your 36 and you ain't got nothing to worry about.
So we just saw Greg Williams get fired for running a bomb blitz. So there's an all-out blitz. Did anybody bring it up after the game? No, because he's the GOAT coach. He's the greatest defensive mind in the history of football.
You know what? I shouldn't have said anything because I know you was waiting.
Well, there it is. Should Belichick have been fired after the game? You could make a case.
So now you compare Greg Williams.
Well, did anybody bring it up after the game? No. It was just about how the Giants shut down Tom Brady. But they didn't shut him down with the money pushed to the middle of the table.
How many did he have? Did he throw for 300 yards? No. No, he didn't.
They were really good. They caught fire on defense. And remember, they had the advantage of the final regular season game at home against that offense. They did a decent job against it. They barely lost, but they hung in there, and they figured out how to play.
Tom Brady had 4,800-plus passing yards, 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and he scored 14 points. 14.
Should it have been enough?
No!
Who should have had the advantage in the final drive from the 17-yard line? Would you have said advantage Belichick or advantage Eli?
I would say, Tom Brady, you didn't do enough. You left too much time for Eli.
No, stop.
I know Eli was special.
That's a 4-point margin right there.
No, what you should have done is score 21. The 21 would have been more than the 17. But since you didn't, guess what you got? So I don't want to hear number. We would have been immortal. Wow, would it go out on a limb? Yes. Steph Curry, had they won that championship with 73-9, they would have been immortal.
No, that's different. This is undefeated. This is 19-0 we're talking about.
The reason
19-0.
They would have replaced the 96 Bulls. The 96 Bulls is
but people don't think of that way. This is undefeated. This is undefeated.
Let me ask you a question.
Sorry.
Why? Because the undefeated team are the 17-0 Miami Dolphins that finished it off with a Super Bowl. If you're 73-9 and you finish it off with a title, that's better than 72-10.
The GOAT did his part.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
the GOAT lost.
Whew.